It's working.
Welcome to Bring Out Your Badass Self, a movement to break your negative thoughts and habits and instead focus on building each other up and encouraging fearless authenticity.
Each week, we will get vulnerable and share experiences alongside our guests and audience. Come rediscover your inner badass self.
Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
You look like $1 million.
I am just loving your kitty cat.
This is an evil cat. This cat cost me $1 million.
Good morning, everyone. I have to take off this glove, otherwise I can't touch anything on the computer. All right, it looks like Vanessa has joined. Is anyone on? We are here, Vanessa. Welcome.
Good morning.
She was messaging me and letting me know she was going to be joining today.
Good morning, Vanessa. Thank you for joining us.
So, Cate, I am super excited about today. We get to dress up. I know that I want to make it clear that I chose Cate's outfit and Cate chose mine. This was not my choice. I was forced.
Yes, to the woman who can say no to anyone, but she cannot say no to Dr. Evil.
Oh my gosh. Kim said, "Good morning, badass ladies." She loves the costumes. Oh my gosh. So today is going to be super fun.
You will have to give a little preview at some point.
A little preview?
I'm super excited. We have three amazing guests waiting backstage. I can't wait to play our game with them.
I know.
We're excited. We're super excited for our costumes.
I have to tell you, Kate told me that when she picked out my outfit, she goes, "You can let Jane know he's welcome."
I did. Did he like that? Until he saw the costume.
Until he saw the costume. And not only did him, but my daughter was like, "That is inappropriate, Mom. Like, you cannot wear that."
So I'm going to put my foot down and just be crystal clear that you will not be wearing that.
I explained to Jay, I'm like, well, I do have a hair to help, like cover up some stuff.
I just couldn't not see you as a fembot after you decided I was Dr. Evil.
I know. Okay, so here's the fembot.
It's so perfect. It looks amazing.
Oh my God. I am layered up. I can tell you that.
It's perfect. Yes, it's perfect. Thank you so much.
Vanessa,
thank you, Vanessa.
That's awesome. Thank you for that.
Kim said, "Hot mama." $1 million.
Oh, well, I'm waiting I know we have some other people that are going to be joining us. I know Bruce was super excited about joining. I don't know about Eric. I know Renee was originally going to be with us as one of our guests, but she wasn't able to make it, so we're going to miss her today. And so I'm hoping maybe Stephanie and some of the other Carrie that they're able to join us as well. And so, Cate, just sort of talk a little bit about, I had ProjectCon last week. It was quite a lot of fun.
And looks like it.
And then I also had a Halloween party where I got to dress up. I did not dress up as a fembot. I dressed up actually as Weird Barbie, and I actually posted something about it in giving people permission to be different, to be unique.
To be weird. Yeah, it looked amazing. And I loved Jay's Ken costume. You guys just looked great. Did you get did you have tons of fun at the party?
We had way too much fun. I did not think we were going to make it back because I was like worried that the Uber driver would not take us home because we had way too much fun.
So the Uber driver was like, I can't possibly let you out of this car.
Eyeing us like, do I trust you guys to not puke in my car? Oh my gosh. I was like, hello, we're okay, we're good. Like,
promise.
They will all maintain.
The best would be if he had no clue who Weird Barbie was, and he just thought like you got disheveled as the night went on, right? So you're just like, your makeup did look normal, and then you were just fucking pounding him back, and then by the end of the night you looked like that.
Oh my God! The more I thought about it, the more I was like, he was like looking at me because my hair was like crazy. And so, like, him looking at me, I was like, hey. Like, he wouldn't even roll down his window at first.
Right. No explanation. I'm just going to need you to give us a ride. No problem here. Just ignore what you see. Yeah, just let me in. There's no fucking problem.
I remember going to the back, trying to get the hood, or the trunk open. In his car because we had to put some stuff in the back and it would not open. And then I was like, okay, I'm like, he's just gonna drive off. He's not gonna let us in. And then finally he got
too much trouble.
So he got out of the car and came back, and then we put our stuff in.
That's nice. I do usually, I don't even think about the fact that Uber have to have like a trunk or whatever. I mean, I suppose if they do, if they're picking people up at the airport.
Yeah. Myra's here.
Good morning, Myra.
Good morning,
wonderful
Myra.
to see you.
Yeah. So, and Bruce has joined. So I got to tell you, Bruce and I were having a chat back and forth, and he sent me a picture of his Halloween costume, and it looks like my cat as I grew up. And I was like, wow, that really looks like, I'm like, what cat is that? And he's like, no, that's my Halloween costume. It looks like the little kitty down on the right-hand side, but
really, it was black, like,
and yeah, but
it
was a real kitty cat. Yeah, it was just like those.
Oh, he was just, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I transformed.
I love it.
Oh my God.
I also have a cat. This is my best friend, my evil kitty. It's very tiny because it's from the interwebs. I don't know what that is, but everything comes there tiny, I believe.
The tail, like
I know.
What's up with the tail?
It's 3D printed, and it's like ridiculous. It looks just like it feels, or like it feels just like it looks. It's very, very, and the kid, like, I knew it was going to be small because they had the measurements. I was like, I can't wait to see this thing. But I couldn't find. I mean, I was either going to spend like $200 on a actual, like, stuffy that would come, in 6 weeks, or like this was my best option.
Or
So
go get the real cats and just shave them.
or shave my cats. Yes, which is what my eldest son suggested I do, but it's a terrible idea.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, we'll just hijack some nuclear weapons and hold the world hostage.
Oh my gosh. I love it, Cate. Well, Cate, I want to bring our guests on. So let's explain a little bit about what it is we have planned today. And then Bruce says he shape-shifted. So
that makes sense.
Yep. And so we're going to bring our guests on, and we had another person help coordinate between these three to identify a fact about them that is actually only true about one of them. And so today, Cate and I, Dr. Evil and I, will be trying to unveil the truth by asking questions to see who is lying and who is telling the truth. So only one person is supposed to be telling the truth. So we at least know that. And so the other fact or the other thing that we want is for our audience to help us. So as we are going along, if you have questions you think we should ask, then post those to help us. And then we also want your help in figuring out who we think is lying and who we think is telling the truth. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of an intro, and then we will bring them on.
Okay.
Welcome.
Hello. Good morning.
We have quite the diverse crowd today, don't we?
Why, yes, we do.
Well, Sir Oscar the Valiant, may you introduce yourself to our audience?
Well, hello there. I am, as she said, Sir Oscar the Valiant. I am Cate's eldest son, and yes, that is me.
Well, thank you, Sir Oscar.
Thank you.
And Sally Ride, please give an introduction to yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am the legend herself, the first American woman in space, Sally Ride. I am Sarah's niece, and I'm a college student.
Awesome. And then Lindsay Buckingham.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lindsay Buckingham, the greatest 70s guitarist in the world. Sometimes scorn lover, sometimes scorner of lovers. And I am also known as Pete Newfer. I'm the director of product development at Full Sail Partners.
That's awesome. Well, just so you know, we already have a prediction. Oh, let me pull it up. Lance is telling the truth. He would never lie.
One vote. One vote for Sir Valiant.
And Vanessa said she loves it. And so with that, you all have a particular truth about you. So let's go ahead and start with Pete first. Can you introduce yourself again and also state what the fact is about you?
So again, my name is Pete Newfer, or Lindsay Buckingham, as it were. But I have, throughout the course of my life, had many adventures and many misadventures and misdeeds and other accomplishments. But there's one in particular that always comes back to haunt me a little bit, and that's that once upon a time, I went and I got a tattoo and did not tell my parents about it. They had no idea until they saw it. And yes, so it is a secret. It was a secret tattoo. They had no idea. And you'd think that that's not a big deal for Lindsay Buckingham, but it's very close with my mother and father, and that it hurt me deeply, cut me to the core that I could not tell them, that I did not tell them, and that it was something that I was not lying, but obfuscating from them.
Okay. All right, Sally Ride.
Well, it just so happens, Lindsay Buckingham, that that's my truth. I got a tattoo that I didn't tell my parents about.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sally Ride, this is shocking. I thought as an astronaut, this would not be something that I would expect from you.
Okay.
All right, Sir Oscar.
I also happens to be my truth. I got a tattoo that I could not tell my parents about. I couldn't tell my leaders either. It was against our code as knights.
Here I thought I was the bad boy, and look at all of you showing me up.
More decisions were made.
Poor decision.
All right, Cate.
All
do you
right.
have the first question, and who will you direct it to?
Oh. I am familiar with Oscar's parents, and they are quite accepting of these things. Throw me a freaking bone here, people. All right, Sally, tell me the placement of the tattoo, please.
The tattoo is on the back of my neck.
On the back of your neck. The back of your neck.
Karen,
What?
Carmen says good morning and happy Friday. So maybe you guys can help us with some of the questions that we should ask.
Yes.
So, Cate, did you have another question for the group?
About what size? So it's on the back of your neck, Sally. About what size?
Very small.
Very small.
All right. I would like to ask Mr. Neufer, what age were you when you received this tattoo?
33 years old.
33.
I've always been a bit of a mama's boy, so it still hurts.
Oh, what year was that?
Oh, shit. I don't know. 15. Let's see.
That's what Vanessa wanted to
Yes. What year?
2008.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
All
about right.
That's all right.
All right, Oscar.
Okay.
My
Yes.
question is for you. Why would you not feel comfortable telling your parents?
The venue of which I chose to get this tattoo happened to be not the greatest establishment for it. So while they may have been accepting of the tattoo itself, had I have told them,
Ooh.
the establishment would have been some red flags.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Dr. Evil.
I didn't send myself to evil medical school to hear of such things. Okay.
Pete is just from
Tell me more
Timberlake
about
Space.
this. Yes. What? Yeah. All right, Sir Oscar the Valiant. Tell me more about this venue.
Well, as a family of very accepting and heavily tattooed, we have certain standards, certain ideas of what is okay and what is not. And this happened to be an establishment where I didn't have to make an appointment. I didn't have to know the artist. I just walked in.
Oh. Yeah.
All right.
So am I to assume that your tattoo did not cost $1 million? How much was your tattoo, boy? Sir?
I believe around $100.
$100.
Okay.
Sydney,
Oh.
at what age were you when you received this tattoo?
I was 18 years old.
Ooh. The question, I think that's for Sir Oscar, but we'll ask all. Were you in Daytona Beach?
As a matter of fact, I was not.
Mr. Nufa, were you in Daytona Beach? Because you are closer.
I was not in Daytona Beach either.
I think I know the answer for Miss Sydney, but were you in Daytona Beach?
I was not in Daytona Beach.
Okay.
Apparently need to go to Daytona Beach.
He said, because that's cheap.
For the $100. Yes. Well, it was probably back in who knows when it was, right? Oscar, in what year did you get this tattoo? How old were you, Sir Oscar the Valiant?
It was the year 2023,
Mm.
and I was the ripe 18 years of age.
Okay.
All right.
So 18, 18, and 33.
33 is how old Jesus was when he died.
Mm.
Hmm.
The butler did it.
Okay. Where is the tattoo for you, Lindsay Buckingham?
It's on my forearm. Hidden by
Hard to-
sleeves when I have long sleeves, but it's right on my forearm.
Right on the forearm. What's it look like? What's the design?
It's just some text and a little circular design. Little text that says hope. So I was really hoping to get back together with Stevie Nicks, but obviously that did not happen.
Oh. Yes, you should have.
Are we allowed to ask where to see the tattoos?
Mm.
No.
No,
everybody's-
they're all private.
Okay.
Well, it would. Your job is to investigate and find the truth through questioning, not through visual verification.
I would agree. Miss Vanessa was asking. She said, "Let's see it." So we will do it after.
Okay, so forearm, back of neck. Sir Oscar the Valiant, where? Location, please.
On one of my hands.
Okay. All right.
What is your design, Sir Oscar?
A collection of line work.
A collection of line work.
What is Miss Sally Rides? Did we find out what it is in the back of her neck?
Mm-mm.
It is a single dot.
Period.
It was
Period.
Phoebe. It was Phoebe's. It's the whole world.
Ah,
Do you guys remember that from Friends?
Oh, from
No.
Friends? No.
No. All right. I'm trying to think of any
Okay.
other questions.
All right. Why? Why? Tell us. I would like to know why you got the tattoo, Lindsay. Lindsay Buckingham.
Oh. Late stage rebellion against my parents. I was 33 years old and still having to call for allowance. They wouldn't let me go out on Fridays. Said there was some trouble I ran into with this Fleetwood guy back in the day. No, but it was the text of hope was just a reminder to myself during those dark times of non-allowance and being grounded on Friday at 33 years old.
All right. Here's what I want to know from Sally Ride.
mm-hmm.
How painful was it?
Not very,
Not very.
because it was short.
What about Sir Oscar? How painful was it?
I've had
As of
one.
night, do you feel pain?
To a degree, but it is ignorable.
How about Lindsay Buckingham?
Excruciating.
Where is yours? On your arm. That's
On
right.
before.
Forearm.
But I also have a very low pain tolerance and have been described by some as a bit of a baby.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
What other questions should we ask, audience? I'm still stumped on who I think it might be.
Did you, Lindsay Buckingham, have to hide it from Stevie Nicks ever? Or no?
Oh, we were separated at that point in time. It was
Right,
long
but-
in the past. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, never had the opportunity to hide it from her.
You never saw her again.
Yeah. She just wasn't returning my calls during that time. There's a reunion tour potentially that we might get back together on.
Yes.
Yes. Been hearing about that.
Miss Sally Ride, do your
Mhm.
parents know now?
They do know now.
Ah, That's a good question for all of them.
Mm.
Lindsay, are you still hiding it?
They know now. They've figured it out. The gig is up.
Sir Oscar. Do
Might
your
as well.
parents-
They
Do
do
you-
know now.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see, what else?
I still don't know. Where are you going, Dr. Evil?
I feel as though I have somewhat of an idea.
Yeah?
Yes. Look at Vanessa. She says, my son is 37. He still thinks I'm Bank of America.
I'd like to see what the audience thinks. Who do you think is telling the truth?
They're very convincing.
They're all very convincing. Way too convincing. It's Sally.
Sally is I do find Sally quite believable. Okay. Anyone else? What else are we not asking that we should have asked about
Everybody's
these
saying
tattoos? City you acquired them in, please.
Ooh.
Tampa, Florida.
Los Angeles.
Oh.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Miss Sally Ride, what is the significance of the tattoo?
There is no significance. I just wanted to be able to say I had a tattoo.
Okay.
And we know the significance of Lindsay Buckingham, right? Hope.
Hope.
We were
Little
feeling
reminder.
you need a reminder. What about the line work, Sir Oscar?
Boredom. Sheer boredom.
So far we've got more votes for Sally
Yeah,
than
so
anyone else.
all right, what about the rest of you? Who do you think? We have 2 votes so far from the audience. I cannot think of any other questions. I feel like we are at a point that we need to make a decision. What do you think, Dr. Evil?
I think I know.
You think you know?
I think I know. Based on some personal experience, potentially. I'm not sure. I don't know that I would bet $1 million on it. But okay, so how do you want? Shall I guess?
Sure.
So I'm guessing who the real liars are, or
No, the truth teller.
I believe the truth teller is Sir Oscar the Valiant.
Okay. Did any of our panelists ever have to appear in court or do jail time as a result of these dalliances?
Oh, that's a good question, Bruce.
Not for this one.
Yeah.
I was to say this specifically, no.
Not me.
That's not a fair question. Sally's an astronaut.
Exactly.
Pick on Sir Arthur.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. For the hell of it, I'm going to go with Pete.
For the hell of it. Okay. We very much believe Sally.
The audience is going with Sally. Dr. Evil is going with Sir Oscar, and I'm going with Pete. So,
Yes.
will the real person that is telling the truth, should we have them stand up? That's what they normally do.
Yes.
And then Some of them pretend like they're going to stand up.
Hope.
Is it me? Did I get it right?
It was so, you totally tricked me.
I love it.
33. Oh, now
The
you
allowance
did
from the parents was a bit of an exaggeration. I was going more Lindsey Buckingham than Pete Newfer there, but
it. Right.
Oh, that's
Oh, you're
awesome.
so tricky. You totally tricked me, Oscar. Because this did happen. He went to a tattoo place, and his other mother, was not happy that he didn't consult her first. He didn't make an appointment with with one of the tattoo artists she prefers. So, oh my God, you're totally set. So that, I'm assuming, was intentional, Sir Oscar?
It just worked out perfectly.
Okay.
It just happened that like it was close enough. But yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so we have to hear more about this. Hope.
I can't believe I got it right. I just said
Here,
for
for the hell of it.
well, Sarah, we were
Amazing.
hanging together at Project Con last week, so I was a little concerned about this because that's out there,
Right, so you
I
were
was-
trying to hide.
I was worried that she'd be like, "Oh, I know Pete has a tattoo on his forehead. Yeah, I saw it last week."
once I saw it, I was like, oh, I have seen that. And so, but I just figured you could have a tattoo, but not necessarily hide it from your parents. And
Right.
so you could do that. And so we could still basically you are still not telling the truth because you didn't hide it from your parents.
It was more of a hidden by omission. I mean, they lived 3,000 miles away from me, but when I went back to visit, I remember flying in, and I'm 33 years old with a couple kids at this point, or no, one kid at this point in time. And I found myself pulling my sleeve down. Like, what the hell am I doing? I'm a grown man, and I should not be. I'm kind of like, I don't know, Mom, I don't want to see anything. So, and then like at dinner one night, I think my dad was like, "Whoa, what's that? Oh, that's cool." Of course, not a big deal, but I just immediately reverted back to 15, and I'm like, "Oh, I heard this."
So I have to tell you, when Oscar was saying that why he hid it from you, I was like, okay, that sounds like something that actually the reason why he would hide it. Because I was like, okay, tattoo. I'm like, why would Oscar hide it from, completely tattooed parents? Like, what's the reason? But then when he said that, I was like, okay. And then Sydney, I'm like, okay, like I know Sydney, but when she said it was a small dot, and just because she wanted to say she had one, I was like, okay, that's believable. Like I got a tattoo. It's a dot.
Yeah. So you don't have one, Sydney?
No, I don't have any.
Okay. Because Oscar does have line work on his hands.
It was these ones specifically. They need to get touched up.
Oh, yes. And then he's got self-love on his hands. It's cute.
Same as you.
Yes. So we all have, like, a lot of us have different versions of self-love all over.
Oh my gosh. So Bruce wants to know, so now that the truth is revealed, will there be amnesty or will there be consequences?
What? 1 million.
Again, not for this one.
So there's some background conversations that you guys had, because Cate and I weren't a part of this. Like, I connected you guys with someone else, and you guys came up with what you were going to do, and you were going through, from what I understand, going through different things you could tell and lies you could give. But then some of you were like, no, I can't. I'm not going to be able to sell that. And so what were some of those stories?
90% of them were Pete.
Peace.
Like,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
Like I'm
Because Pete,
like he just has so much more. Like
Oscar and I were sitting there like, what in the world? We both
Yeah.
Oscar, I heard you told Cate afterwards, like, that man has lived, and I told the same exact thing to my mom. We're like, holy cow.
that man has lived.
There was one that came up, and it was a good one. It was about being stranded, right, guys?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So there was a experience where I had my father's car for the weekend, and we're driving down, and we were not supposed to leave town. I was a teenager, and we lived in St. George, Utah, just up the road from Vegas. So we went to Vegas for the day, and the car broke down. Pops didn't know that we were down in Vegas, but the car broke down, needed to go into the shop. We were college kids, didn't have a lot of money, actually, like borderline high school kids, just out of high school. So we were broke, we were stuck, we were at a friend's house, and basically to get the money to get the car repaired, we had to gamble our way up to earn the money. And there were some ups and downs, and we ended up being stuck there for about a week until our luck turned. And the whole time,
Oh
Pops
my
was going
God.
like, "Where's my effing car, man? What is going on? What are you doing? Are you going to bring it back? I'm really tired of driving your Dodge Shadow."
Oh my God, that's amazing.
But again, we
Thought
just
about
couldn't
those
find,
things like that.
and this was challenging because aunt and mom on the call. It's I think you two should feel really good about your family relationships, in that both of these two were like, "There's no way I'd be able to pull that off on either." We're too close.
Yes.
I was wondering about that. I suggested Oscar, but I was like, but then again, he tells me everything, I think, or close to, right? So I was like, I don't know. He's like, he also tells me I'm a really good liar, Mom. So
Well, I think kudos to both of my co-participants here for their chops in being able to give both of you pause for as close as you all are.
Oh, yeah.
That's well played, very well played.
Kudos to you, Pete.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks for living, buddy.
Thanks
Seriously,
for living.
When Cate and I were seeking out people, we were specifically seeking out people that we thought would be good liars, just so you guys know.
Oh wow, jeez. And look at me telling the truth here.
Yes. That's all you had to do is live your truth.
Oh my gosh.
Most of my
Vanessa
truths
said,
sound like lies. So
all of you guys are awesome. Thank you for including me. However, I need to jump off. All of you have a spooky, ooky, great weekend. Looking,
I think forward to the next
Oh,
one.
forward to the next BOYBAS. Awesome.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Yes.
Thanks, Vanessa.
So, any other stories that you guys?
There's got to be more because they both had the same reaction.
A lot, but listen, it's up to Pete to tell.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other ones.
What was the concert one? You guys were.
No, this is a celebrity one.
Oh, celebrity.
Celebrity one.
The
Well, yeah,
celebrity
actually,
one,
yours was better than mine. And that's the thing. We thought I didn't have a celebrity one, and then I remembered one, but yours was better with the Roots, right?
Yeah, but like
I knew that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, mine was more like happenstance. So I'm down in Key West with one of my friends that grew up there, and it's like, hey, we're gonna go over to my buddy's house, Cayman, and we go over to Cayman's house, and then Cayman's not there, so they're like, oh, he's over at the Buffett ranch. So we went over to Jimmy Buffett's house, and because Cayman's mother worked for him, and he's the guy that painted all the murals. But so we go over there, we find Cayman, and he's sitting drinking rum with Jimmy Buffett. And so we hung out all afternoon and got hammered on some really good Barbados rum with Jimmy Buffett.
Oh my God.
That is a great story.
And but the problem with that is I don't remember a lot of it because the guy can drink.
Yes, I bet.
This was like 2001. I think he was I don't know. I think he was supposedly not drinking then, so it was like, well, I think he's passed away now, so we can, no need to hide that. But anyway, that was again one of those things where like got hammered with Jimmy Buffett wasn't necessarily something we thought we'd be able to pull off for the other folks on this call.
That would have been wild.
I would have liked to have seen how Sir Oscar and Sally Ride would talk about their experience with Jimmy Buffett. Like if it was everyone met with Jimmy Buffett.
I mean, we probably would have had to keep it anonymized with who it was, because that's the thing.
I think I'm just a little bit too young to have even been in that situation.
It's still illegal for me to get hammered right now, so
I
would
It could have been a different experience of meeting Jimmy Buffett.
It could have been.
Yeah.
It could have been.
Yeah.
Lindsay Buckingham. What about the water canal one?
Oh, that was a good one too. Yeah, but that was actually not just me. You all had some.
Yeah, that was going to be our backup.
So, but growing up in the desert, we had irrigation ditches that would run through the limited farmlands we had there. These big canals, and they would put up gates to block the water and divert to a different channel, depending on the day of the week, to water and irrigate the crops out there. Just mainly like alfalfa and stuff like that, just stuff that could grow out there. But the cool thing about these gates is you bring it up, you bring it up, and it's underneath this little easement there, a little dam. The water shoots out and goes into the next canal. Well, we figured out what you can do is first off, you can get your wakeboard and tie up a rope and wakeboard on the other side where it's just shooting out. And that's a lot of fun when you're in the desert. It's the middle of summer. But you can also get on these gates they raise up and get up against it and push yourself under, and it'll shoot you underneath about 15 feet of dam and out the other side. But, you'd get caught on rocks sometimes, it was a very dangerous and not advisable situation. I'd flip out if either of my kids did this, but that's what we did. And Oscar said he has a propensity to swimming in ill-advised places occasionally, right? Going and jumping into rivers and lakes and things like that. So we felt that might have been a little believable. But it was also a little, I think the irrigation canal thing is one of those things, like that's kind of a Midwest Western thing, so not necessarily the South, because everything's, or, in general, it's just not how things work down here.
Yeah. We were thinking about that because I've definitely been in some weird places involving water. When I was younger, I'm pretty sure there was a time when you guys just gave up and just kept a towel and a spare set of clothes in the car. They were just okay, don't drown.
Yeah. There was a brief time where when Mama Jenna would be like, I can't keep, we go to a park and if there's a body of water there, I just find Oscar soaking wet. And then it's super hard, because he would be little, 7 or 8, and he's the oldest, and I've got, 2 to 5 other kids, depending on when it was in Oscar's life, where it'd be I don't want to be dealing with you soaking wet getting into the car, with all these other kids. So she finally just is I can't get him to stop. There's no parenting this any other way except I'm just going to always include extra stuff to change him into or have him change into.
That's awesome.
He would always Oscar's grown up. He came out of the womb not wanting to be parented in any way at all, ever in life. He's been the most independent individual since ever.
I think that's a great way to approach things. If there's a body of water, jump in it. That's it's a very carpe diem kind of philosophy there, and I fully approve. Both as Pete and Lindsay in both of my roles.
Yes, different.
Yeah.
Different sides of the earth, but
Which you are a Gemini, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, so is Oscar. Yes.
Except I'm right on the cusp. So I'm a Gemini. I'm bullhead. I'm almost a Taurus. So I'm bullheaded, but I'm a little indecisive about it.
So you're May Gemini.
Same birthday, I think, as Jake, by the way.
As my brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 21st.
Yeah, May 21st.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I haven't met Jake. He's the only one that I haven't met yet.
You should meet him.
We'll have to-
He's awesome.
Is he? We'll have to figure out how to get him on something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well,
great.
you guys were awesome, and I have to tell you, you did an excellent job of just all of you lying. The fact that Cate chose Oscar is hilarious. And I really wanted to go with Sydney, but the audience went with her, so I just, for the hell of it, went with Pete, just for the hell of it. And so can't believe that ended up becoming the real truth. So you guys did amazing.
I was like, they have to be telling me right now they want me to pick Oscar, so I'm going to. These are all things that I know happens. This worked out really well. That was intentional.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I think, what we're finding out is we might just need to do also a separate episode just with Pete to talk about like all of his stories is what I'm really getting from this.
You should do that.
We'll want to talk through some of those, cater for the subject matter and intended audience. Yeah.
Well, we get pretty vulnerable here. We talk about all kinds of stuff. So
great. All right, sign me up. I'll only need about 4 hours for the first session.
And I have to tell you, I love how the camera is very psychedelic. It keeps going like in and out. It's very appropriate.
That's exactly how it would be for Lindsay.
That's true.
You're like,
So Pete and I presented at ProjectCon, by the way. I was talking about this earlier, and Pete and I just love it because we're just very conversational. And the first time that Pete and I spoke, Pete's a very technical person. And so he explains things very, like for all the technical people. And we played like a little bit of a back and forth. And I was like, and for the average people, average people like me, what he's saying is, and so I would like translate.
It was, didn't we, I recall that there was almost like I would say something, you're like, and so now in English.
Yes, for everyone else.
Everyone else.
Sarah, that is, I got some good feedback there, but I mean, and I think you and I know this too, but a lot of the folks in that session were talking about how really presentation styles and when you're having more of a conversation up there, as opposed to, I went to a couple other presentations who will remain nameless and anonymous to protect the innocent. But, you can just tell, and then you will go over here. And then if you look here, you'll be able to see your return on investment. And then, and people are just like,
let me read the slide that you can read yourself.
Right. Yeah. And then we will go to the next bullet point and we'll see. But I had a lot of feedback. And I do think that that's one of the reasons I love presenting with you and with Raina and, the other folks on our team that, we get up there, we know the subject matter and we just have fun with it. And people want to see that kind of thing. They don't want to be read to necessarily.
No one wants that.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
It was a blast.
So, Pete, what is geocodio?
I'd like to talk to you more about that.
I love it. I love it. We talk about that frequently. I mean, we talked about it yesterday on our AM call too. We were, because, in account management and sales, we have kind of like a no asshole rule. We don't call it that, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, we're all working our asses off. We're all very good at what we do. And there's just no room for working with someone that doesn't enjoy the fun that we bring to the table. This is work, but we're all doing it for 10-ish hours a day. We can at least be enjoying it and not grumpy. Who wants to work with somebody that doesn't wants to have a little bit of fun at least?
Life is too short. Have fun.
But
she'll work with assholes.
Right.
Yeah, just don't do it. There's no reason.
That's how we operate at my job.
Nice.
It's because it's the same 5-6 dudes, 12 hours a night. If you don't get along, it's absolute hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys you're in hell, temperature wise. He works in in the melt room of a steel shop. So that, you know, you're literally in hell with 4 other people. You have to get along.
You are literally the man of steel, not only in steel, but you work in steel.
It's been a lifelong passion. That and pyrotechnology, right? Blowing things up. These are also lifelong passions that Oscar has had.
We get to do that at work too.
Yes. Lifelong passions. Throwing himself off of things, right? Like parkouring off of things into bodies of water a lot of times, or not. Yep. And then fire and weaponry.
I have video of him doing parkour with Riley. And so we went on a hike and everything, and he's just like hit a tree, bounces off. Like, what just happened?
That video of me doing the flip off the tree, that was one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Yeah.
Because it was a log that was laying flat, and it had a branch coming up and one like this. So I had planted 1 foot on this one, 1 foot on this one, and then did a backflip.
Yeah. I'm really just like, what just happened?
So you have that on video?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think what it is that probably since like forever, I've had just a smidge of just lack of self-regard.
Which is why you had to tattoo self-love on you, so you could remember it. Stay alive, just because other people want me to, at least.
Oh my goodness. Well, did you guys have fun today?
So much fun.
It was great. Yeah. Thank you for including us. This was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
It sounds like the prep was just as much fun, if not more fun. And I wish I had been able to be a part of that too, to hear all of Pete's stories. I'm imagining almost like a magic hat, or like a Mary Poppins bag. So Pete is like, okay, so we're telling stories here.
I know. Oscar and I were practically sitting there with popcorn. Tell us more, Pete.
Yeah. Like, okay, let's ratchet down a little bit. You know, Pete, do you have anything a little less out there?
Yeah. As he pulls the tall table, the tall lamp out of the carpet bag.
Well, here.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Let me get something else. They're like, no, this is too much.
I mean, Sydney had a couple too, like getting stranded in Italy for like.
In France,
that was
in
good.
France, but I feel like Sarah, you knew that.
I did know that. Yeah.
It was either you already, like, I was trying to brainstorm with my mom, and I was like, oh, what about that? And Mom was like, oh, I think I told her that. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, so
aren't you close sisters?
They did. I know, exactly. And so they went to France, and the company went under. The airline went under.
That we got there.
The week that they got
while
there.
You were there.
While they were there, so they couldn't get back. They had to find another airline to be able to get back home.
It was great. And it's awesome because we weren't notified. We found out on the news. And so my mom was watching the news and she was like, Ed, what's this? Yeah, and so we were stranded for a couple
weeks. This is our airline.
No, it was great because we're better to be stranded than Paris.
Right. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I even mentioned that. I was like, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Well, how long did you stay then?
For a couple weeks, for two weeks, wow. I think.
Mm-hmm.
And did they reimburse you? Did you how did you? I mean,
I don't even think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow, that is crazy.
It was nuts.
I think she just had to find another airline.
I don't want to wreck the party here, but I got to drop really quick. I had so much fun today. Thank you for including me on this. This was great.
Thank you, Pete, for joining. And I think we're going to wrap things up. And so I'm going to go ahead and have it go back to Cate and me.
Okay.
Thank you both all for so much. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, Cate, I had so much fun. I knew that all 3 of them were going to be amazing at this. And so I'm just so happy.
They worked at all. Their relationships, they really did a great job figuring this out. They did such a good job that there was a moment where I had a little guilt where I was like, so I know what's going on here. I know this story has to be Oscar. And I was like, and I, like I felt bad, like that I knew it. And that's the beauty of how well they worked this out. I love it.
I love it. I love it. Bruce is upset. What? No human sacrifice?
Oh, there's got to be a good Austin Powers line for that. $1 billion.
Oh man. I think all mine does is sit there and then has the little start shooting everyone.
There's a good line from there about the fembots where he talks about how their heads started exploding or something.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yeah. And Frau, do you remember Frau, the German woman who's in charge of who's in charge of bring out the fembots?
I have to tell you though, I don't think I make a good blonde. So like
it just doesn't look right.
No.
Because your skin is like not appropriate for it at all. So then, it looks very much like the wig, which, you would think it does, but it just doesn't look right at all. You're too
it needs
not
to
white
be a little bit more coppery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I
So
agree.
note to self, don't dye your hair blonde.
There you go.
And I had fun on the background and everything, creating all of the little Halloween stuff. And so
the Halloween song was great. Thank you. It's so cute. I loved all of this. This was a really, I think, a little fun, quirky thing to do. And I loved including our guests.
Yes. Well, the next 3 weeks, I think we have people that we're going to be interviewing. And so I'll be working on getting all of that up and introducing the next 3 that we'll be interviewing. So excited for that. We have some very interesting individuals that have some amazing stories coming up. And then I almost feel like maybe all 3 of the guests that we had today, I'm also wondering if there's further stories to be told from all 3 of them, if we should consider bringing them back individually.
Yes, I would love to do that. I think that we should talk to them and see if, I bet Pete's on board. Just to tell stories, probably, if we make sure that they're appropriate and for the interwebs. But Oscar's got some great stories and some great lessons. I think it would be great to hear a perspective of both Oscar and Sydney, because they've done so much in their lifetimes. These are not the average, under 21-year-old individuals that we were talking to. They have, Oscar has defied boundaries and rules his entire life and had to learn a ton and is thriving, and Sydney's had so many cool life experiences. I'm sure to share if she's open to it. So I would love that.
And so I think that it's a great idea to talk to them and see whether it makes sense to have them on at some point. And so, Cate, I had a great Friday. I hope that you have an amazing Halloween. This is my 2nd outfit already for Halloween. I'm going to have yet a 3rd one on actual Halloween day.
Yes. Do you know what the 3rd one is?
I don't know.
Are you willing to share?
I normally do like Bride of Frankenstein or Maleficent, just because as the trick-or-treaters are coming in, we have fog and we have like a dog that jumps out of them. We have this 7-foot clown, like we're decked out. And so I just stand there as if I'm like a statue. And so I just stand there, and then the kids come up, and then I scare the shit out of them. Like that's
because you move. Yeah. So this year, this is, I think, a little cute thing. Do you guys give out regular candy, or do you give out like the full size candy bars?
So we don't do full size, but Riley made us get. Actually, I have them. She made us get the Hershey's cookies and cream this year. The white cookies and cream. So this actually just came in, and then Jay got a whole other group of stuff, and I'm like, we're never going to get rid of all of the stuff.
So but do you guys have like do you have people that give out the full-size candy bars, and are the other kids and like people know which houses give them out and they're like into it? Is that in your neighborhood?
We don't have that, but we've had 2 cool homes. One that's still here, they give out $1. That's all they give. They give out $1 to every single child that comes by. And then the other cool house that used to be here is they had one of the big orange coolers, or the heating coolers, and they would have chocolate in it, but then they'd have something for the adults. Boozy. And then they would also have like glow sticks and different things like that for the kids. So that was the kids loved it, the parents loved it, but they are no longer in the neighborhood, and so we miss them.
I bet. That's Jay.
It's got to be Jay. It's got to be my husband. Hey, sexy girlfriend.
Again, you're welcome, even though I know you were concerned, but still, you're welcome. We had so much fun talking about preparation for this. So in our neighborhood, and maybe it's just a Wisconsin thing, or maybe it's just my area thing, or maybe it was just us, but there's always been this fascination around here with like the houses that give out. There's certain houses that will give out full-size candy bars, right? And our kids know who they are, and like, but it's not just our kids, it's like across a bunch of kids. Like the neighbors talk about it, everybody talks about it. We talked about it when we were kids too. Like we had it mapped out. We always knew where they were. And I don't know why we hadn't thought about this before, but I said to Jenna earlier this year, I was like, should we become a full-size candy house? Should we? Because we're in this cul-de-sac. We don't get a ton of people anyway. Not that I wouldn't like, but we, and we homeschool, so we don't always have to invest a lot in Halloween because we have so many dress-up things here already.
Mm-hmm.
So we did it, and the kids, like, we thought they were going to be super excited. I ordered like all the, the full-size stuff from Costco, and it really isn't as expensive as you would think.
Really?
Yeah, it's not. Like I got like 36 full-size candy bars for like $25 or something, so like significantly cheaper than what you would pay. And then so you just got a few boxes of them. And so we ended up only getting like 90 because we're thinking like that's going to be more than enough. That's how few people come down to our area.
Uh-huh.
But our kids, when we told them we were going to do it, we thought they would be so excited, and they were just like, how long do we have to keep all these full-size candy bars here in the house without eating them? Like that was their soul. Like, do I get one right now, and do I get one again on Saturday? Like, why? Like it was so funny to me. So, and then we did decide this year to add in Jell-O shots. So we're kind of excited to like do a bigger deal and see how it goes. So
that's awesome. So you're one of those homes. Riley wanted to be a full-size candy bar, and I was like, no. I'm not spending all of that.
Right. Well, and you probably have a heck of a lot more people coming. I mean, we really don't.
Well, 90 is a lot. Like that's a lot of people.
Is it? Okay. Well, I don't know that we're going to give out all of those. I really think that, but we also have two different different trick-or-treating things we do on Saturday, because we have like a whole different, like a campground thing that we go to.
Yeah.
So we'll use them for both, but
we have so many small kids that I can't imagine them wanting the whole candy bar. And so I feel like the smaller things. And then, Riley.
Kids, right.
Yeah. So I also try to do some other things, like some non-candy things for, kids that have allergies, or kids that just don't have candy, or, sometimes people want more tactical type things. So we try to have a variety as well.
We used to try that too. I mean, just because we were kind of like, well, when I was growing up, interestingly enough, my mom is such a non-sugar person. So like my whole childhood was like, sugar's evil. And like, that was a very not popular, ideal in, middle of Wisconsin 2023, but also, 1985. And so what we got to do, which was, I think, phenomenal, is we could eat as much candy as we wanted while we were trick-or-treating. And then when we got home, we got like a 10 or 20, like a certain amount. We could pick out the ones we wanted. And then we sold the rest of the candy to my mom. She would pay $20 each of us for the rest of our candy. She would take it somewhere. She would donate it somewhere. But then that night, with our $20, we got to go to Toys R Us. So, like, the only downside to it is because we were such sugar fiends, because my mom didn't have it around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we got to Toys R Us, we were all fucking sick because we pounded so much sugar to get it all in and to eat more of it before we had to sell it to our parents. So
wow,
but it was still a great, it was really fun, and we did it willingly. We loved it. We thought it was a great deal for us, and my mom was happy just knowing that her kids weren't eating sugar for weeks. So
yeah,
it worked out. And then $20 at Toys R Us was like, holy shit, this is a lot of money, right? That wouldn't fly right now. My kids would be like, how about $100 at least?
Oh my gosh, the number has inflated.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm going to pull up Bruce. He said, do you ever capture children and fatten them up and use them for potions? He said, is that still a thing?
You do have a big cauldron in your yard, don't you, or no?
You know what? We have
with your setup
2 big coffins. So we have coffins, and then I have a fish bowl that I fill up with water, and then I have like brains and fingers and different things like that are floating in it. And so we fill up like rats and different things, some things like that into the coffin, because the coffin is, it's an alcohol, a coffin that we've painted over. And so because of Jay's company, and so, it's those coffins, and then we spray painted over the logos and things like that, but they have shelves. So we can then put stuff on them. We put lights and things like that behind it, so it glows out, and it's cool. But I don't have any cauldrons per se. The only thing I have is the brain.
Okay.
Fistful.
Yeah, that's one of the awesome things about Halloween, is that you can make stuff. You can get really creative. It's a little harder to do that with like Christmas decorations and stuff. You know what I mean? Like you can still do it, but like Halloween, you can literally like scavenge around your house and find weird shit to put together and like make something, that's I really love the creative energy that comes with Halloween versus other holidays.
Yeah, just the random skulls you have in the back,
Right. No. Well, right. Depends on the house, right? Because like here, there is like a deer skeleton in my garage that Jenna has like saved for like some random bone witch stuff she's gonna do. So
So there is that.
There's that, right? And no clue.
All right, Kate. Well,
yes.
I think we're gonna call it a wrap for our Halloween special today. And I hope everyone had a really fun time today. And we want to make sure that you have an amazing Halloween and that's upcoming, and a great weekend. Be safe,
yes.
through it all. And we just want to thank you for sticking around. And again, thank you to our guests for joining us.
Yes.
Had a blast.
Yes. Thank you so much. Get some sugar to fuel your Friday. And thank you, to our guests. Thank you to you, Sarah. Thank you for participating in this absurd costume that I made you wear. I really, really appreciate it. And you didn't even really tell me how absurd it was until the last minute. So I just really appreciate your dedication.
You're welcome. I did it just for you.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. $1 million worth.
All right, everyone. Have a great weekend, and we will see you. Be sure to check out the upcoming sessions or live stream episodes that we have coming up and sign up for those. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.